Friday, last day before spring break, and you get a break. Today's Envision math lesson is 15-4, and it's to make sense and persevere. Let's start off with 3 warm-ups. The first one on the far left, Brian drew a triangle. What are the coordinates of the triangle's vertices? A vertice is the plural of vertex. And the vertex is a point where 2 lines or line segments meet. So looking at this triangle, you're going to see where the 3 vertices are. Go ahead and try. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is look along my x-axis and I see the 2. And I'm going to go up 1. I know one vertex of this triangle is 2, 1. That looks like row C to me. And make sure 4, 5, yep. And 7, 4, yep. That's why C is correct. Let's go on to number 2, the middle one. Write the power of 10 to multiply the divisor by to make it a whole number. Then write the equivalent problem and find the quotient. The math problem would be set up like this, and we can't divide when we have a decimal in my divisor. What power of 10 should we multiply by? That's right, you said the second power. So you're going to multiply it by 10 and by 100. 10 to the second power. You do the same inside in the dividend and put your decimal up in the quotient. Go ahead and divide. 37 cannot go into 16, but it can go into 166 4 times. 4 times 37 is going to be 148. When I subtract 16 minus 8 and 5 minus 4, I'm left with 18, and I'm going to bring my 5 down. Well, 4 times was 148. This is just a little higher, so I'm going to bump up that number 1 time. And when I do this, I see it is exactly 185. That's where I got 45. A textbook cover measures 5/6 by 3 foot. 2/3 foot. Oh my goodness. And what is the area? Knowing we're going length times width with a fraction. 5/6 times 2/3. You could reduce first if you want, but you multiply your 2 numerators and your 2 denominators to get your answer, which is not down there, which means that maybe this could be simplified. I can divide 10 and 18 both by 2. 2 is a factor of both numbers. So 10 divided by 2 and 18 divided by 2 leaves me choice B for being brilliant. Let's go on to the solve and share. Val is planning a bowling and pizza party. Including herself, there will be no more than 10 guests. Val wonders which bowling alley offers the less expensive party plan. Complete the table for Leonard's Lanes and Southside Bowl. On the same grid, graph the ordered pair in each table. Use a different color for the values in each table. Which bowling alley would be less expensive? Explain how you know. So let's do this in the right order here. Let's go ahead and Leonard's Lanes is $25 plus $10 a person. That's why she has $35. It's $25, $10 a person. So the pattern's going to be adding 10. So 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, 115, and 125. So that is my final there. Southside Bowl has no cost original. The pattern for that is just adding 15. So 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120, 135, and 150. And I'm good to go. So now I need to make a chart and make a graph that has both of those in there. I did that already, so let's go to the next page. I did 1. So now I have this set up to be Leonard's Lanes is in green, and I did that just to save some time. And the Southside Bowl, 1 is 15, 2 is 30, 3 is 45, 4 is 60, which is right here, 5 is 75, 6 people was 6 people was 90. Oh my goodness. Okay, 6 people, 90. I messed that one up. This one should be over 1 right here. So this one's wrong. And then 7 people is 105. 8 people, 125. 120, and then 135. I'm messing up. So your line should go, this is over too. Oh, okay, so your line should look like this. This point is over. That's how I can tell it's off my line too. This is over 1. That's the benefit of the line. So I'm sorry I don't have an eraser, but there's the way my 2 lines look, and I don't even need to erase. I know that this point shouldn't be there, and I know that point shouldn't be there. I just had to adjust it. How I knew those points were wrong, and even this one, is because it's a pattern, and when I'm graphing a pattern and I'm marking it, my line should be straight up. So I know it should be right on that line as I'm doing that. So when I'm looking at it, and Leonard's Lane is green, and the question is for 10 people, whose line is lower? And it's Leonard's. You could see right here. They meet the same cost right here for 5 people. They're both $75. Then after 5 people, Leonard's Lane becomes less expensive, where the Southside Bowl is less expensive at the beginning here when it's up to 5 people. But once it passes this point, their price is higher. That's how a graph could help you. Thanks for bearing with me on my trying to plot those points. Okay, here's Kamal and Corey's work. Kamal said Southside Bowl is cheaper for 1 to 4 people, and Leonard's Lanes is cheaper for 6 to 10 people. Has that graphed. And Corey's got this here, and Leonard's Lanes is cheaper for 10 people. Whose is better? I agree. Kamal adds the detail that you need, and just how we had said it about it's cheaper Southside for 1 to 4 people, but when you go up 6 to 10, Leonard's becomes cheaper. Good. Here's your visual learning.
How can you make sense of a problem and persevere in solving it? Think about this question during the lesson. On Aiden's farm, there are 12 acres of soybeans and 8 acres of corn. Aiden plans to replace his other crops with more acres of soybeans and corn. Will his farm ever have the same number of acres of soybeans and corn? Explain. You can make sense of the problem by answering these questions. What do you know? What are you asked to find?
What are you being asked to find? You're being asked to find information about the number of crops.
You know Aiden's farm has 12 acres of soybeans, and he plans on planting 3 more acres every year. It also has 8 acres of corn, and he plans on planting 4 more acres every year. You need to find whether his farm will ever have the same number of acres of soybeans and corn. Think. How can I make sense of and solve this problem? I can choose and implement an appropriate strategy, use ordered pairs to make graphs, identify and analyze patterns, check that my work and answer make sense. Here's my thinking. For each crop, I can write a rule, make a table, and plot the ordered pairs. Then I can see if the number of acres is ever the same. What is a rule for the number of acres of soybeans?
Select your answer.
What do you think the number of soybeans? Well, yep, we're going to start at 12 and then add 3.
For soybeans, use the rule start at 12 and add 3. For corn, use the rule start at 8 and add 4. Plot the ordered pairs and draw lines. After 2 years, will Aiden's farm have more acres of soybeans or corn? Explain how you know. After 2 years, Aiden's farm will have more acres of soybeans, since 18 acres is greater than 16 acres. Where the lines intersect at 4 years, Aiden's farm has 24 acres of each crop.
Now you know how you can make sense of a problem and persevere in solving it.
There you go. All right, let's try this. Mindy has already saved $20 and she plans to save $8 each month. Georgette has no money saved yet, but will plan to save $5 each month. Will the girls ever have saved the same amount? Look at, here's Mindy's up here, starting at 20, adding $8. Here's Georgette starting at 0, and she's going to save $5 every month. So that would be 52, 5, and 60, and 6, and 68. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. And then we can look here at this grid. I already did the rules. The rules for Georgette is +8. I'm sorry, that's for Mindy. And then Georgette, her rule is +4. So let's look at the grid. Do you think they're ever going to save the same amount of money? All right. Here is Mindy's. Starting at week 1, she's at 28, somewhere in there. Then she's at week 2, she's at 36, somewhere about here. Week 3, she's at 44, which is somewhere about here. The beautiful thing is this pattern will continue to go the same amount, and this line should be straight. My point was probably a little low there. 5 would be at 60, 5 at 60, and 6 would be about 66, right about there. Okay. There's her line. And then we look, let's do Georgette's here in blue. And she's only going to be at $4. Then she's at $5. I messed that table up. Why didn't you tell me I messed that table up? Hers isn't by $5. Oh, it is, but I wrote up the table's correct, but I wrote that wrong. Jeez. I'm ready for spring break too, guys. So at 1, she's at $5, which is about halfway. 2, she's at 10. 3, 15. 4, 20. 5. I don't even need to go on because I can see her line's going to do this. Will they ever cross? They will not. Because Mindy is saving more money every month and Georgette started with less money. So she's never going to catch up unless she deposits more. All right. Well, go ahead to the practice buddy. Thanks for sticking through that last slide with me. All right, kiddos. I'll talk to you later.